It's been a long while since I've done an introduction. We've gotten a lot of new faces. Get ready with me while I introduce myself. My name is Catherine. I had a TikTok page before this with over 100,000 followers that got banned. I still to this day don't know really why it got banned. Then someone stole my username and asked me to pay $10,000 to get it back. So then I went by my childhood nickname, which is Caddy. My girlfriends from back home call me Caddy. My parents were divorced and my mom was from Florida. My dad was from Minnesota. I was raised going back and forth between two homes. Dad had custody during all school breaks, spring break, summer break, and winter breaks. Minnesota was like a whole new state. It was so much fun. I had two little brothers there. I have three brothers, one older brother who is full blood, and then two younger brothers who are half. My little brothers were born when I was 4 and when I was 5. I've really only ever known them in my life. I don't like go around calling them my half brothers. I love them dearly. I only have a relationship currently with one of them. I don't really want to get into sibling drama, but two of which I don't speak to anymore, which is sad. I really miss them. This e.l.f. bronzer is literally to die for. In high school, I moved from Florida to Minnesota. I literally got in a fight with my mom and I said to her, I'm moving to my dad's. My mom unenrolled me from my high school on Monday and I was on a flight to Minnesota that Tuesday and I ended up living there for like the next 9 years. I met my husband at Wells Fargo. We went on 2 dates while I was in between a relationship with an ex-boyfriend. Ended up getting back with my ex-boyfriend. And 4 years later, 2020, we reconnected as vibes. We got along really well. I'll do a whole story time on my relationship later. I never graduated college. I was not diagnosed with ADHD until I was 25. That's probably why I dropped out of college. It was not stimulating enough for me. I was in what's called the gifted program and I started college in high school. And then when it got to college level, I was just already checked out. Ended up starting working at the bank. That was how I kind of got into the financial world. One of my clients at the bank was needing help kind of keeping track of his books. He took a bet on me. He hired me to work hand in hand with his CFO. In my time there, I learned so much stuff. I absorbed absolutely every single last piece of information that woman gave me. I ended up getting laid off at the beginning of COVID from that job. Having 7 months of time off, that's when I started my TikTok journey. Got rehired as an accountant, was fully employed by a firm who would send me out, but I got to do different tasks all the time. That really helped, again, the ADHD brain of mine. An advocate for college, but I also don't necessarily think you have to go. I think my biggest regret is the experiences that I missed out on. From 2020 to 2022, I continued to work as an accountant. And in early of 2022, I got one of my first brand deals, which was literally so cool. I didn't even really know that there was money behind social media. For the year, I lost my dad tragically. Took my 3 days of bereavement, but my dad was my absolute best friend, and I physically could not just go back to work after 3 days. So I ended up taking 2 months of personal leave and never came back. Looking for an eyebrow pencil that's affordable and literally amazing, Milani. January came around. It was time to kind of tell my job if I was coming back, what the goal was. I got the biggest brand deal I had ever had at the time. It was just a sign from my dad saying like, trust in me, trust in God, like we've got you up here. Always said, why do I have a following? Like, what is my purpose here? There's got to be a bigger purpose. But I trusted in him, and since that, it changed my life. I've been here every single day since. I post multiple times a day. I've always kept up with you guys. I share my entire life with you. I consider myself to be lifestyle, but also the most real, the most raw, and one of my favorite things about my TikTok page is honestly just getting to share my stories with you guys. I love storytelling. It's a trait I got from my dad. I love to make you feel like you are in the moment with me. You guys basically see every single thing in my life in real time. It's gonna stay that way. It just depends on what platform you follow me on, what you're gonna get, but Instagram is again still pretty real and raw. That's more where I feel influency because I talk more about like the products I use. I link stuff way more just because I feel like that platform is better for that. I own a business called Human 2. Human 2 has the podcast, which is called I Think I'm Human 2. And then we also have a card game that is meant to help build families, connections, get deeper on a deeper level before time is up. Again, I lost my dad tragically, so there's so many questions that I never got to ask. And that's where the card games came from. If you've been here a while and you knew all of this stuff, I love and appreciate you. I am so grateful that you've stayed. If you are new, welcome to the family. The most important thing I can ever say to you guys is that I always want to be authentic with you. No matter what, even if this wasn't my job, I would continue to show up every single day because I genuinely love sharing my life. If you have any more questions or things that you want me to focus on in 2025 for content, I would love to hear them out. Thank you so much. Goodbye.